John and Nicole, thank you for pledging on Patreon. Hello, welcome back to the channel. So for the new year, I thought we would start out with an interesting video that gets you more behind the scenes of what happens with being a YouTuber, and that is showing you exactly how much I made during the whole year of 2020. I've seen a couple of other YouTubers do this video. Some people really like to see YouTubers being transparent about their earnings. I feel like these videos are good because one, it's just interesting to see how much people make, and also to let people know exactly just how much is being made, because there is a misconception that all YouTubers are just making bank. You know, they're going to the bank, depositing these really big checks, and that's not the case for many people. For example, with myself and my channel, there are people who think, not everyone, but there are people who think that I make lots and lots of money, or in general, people think that you get paid by the amount of subscribers that you have. So, for example, I've seen some people think you earn like $1 per subscriber. I wish, but unfortunately no, you don't get paid by that. So like, for example, I have 91,000 subscribers. I don't make $91,000 a month, not even close. I think you will actually be pretty surprised to see how much I make in an entire year. If you really want to know about the nitty-gritty details about getting paid, like things about CPM and, you know, who makes what, how it all works, I am not the person for that. That's like out of my YouTube league. But there are two channels, Nick Nimmin and Roberto Blake. I love them both. Their channels are captioned. Their niche is all about technology, but also YouTube and learning how to grow your channel. They're much better at that stuff. I will leave their links down below. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to the channel. There's a button down below. That way you'll be able to keep up with the rest of my videos for 2021. So now, without further ado, let's get into my earnings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how much I made total, or the estimated revenue, to be more exact. Going to break it down a little bit, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Well, I wouldn't really know exactly why, but I'm going to basically explain that subscribers do not help you get paid. So before I show you how much I made, just take a quick few seconds to guess how much I made for the whole year. 1, 2. Do you have your number in your head? So at the time that I'm filming this, I have 91,621 subscribers, and I got a total of 732,147 views in 2020 total. And my estimated revenue is $2,112.89, and that is before taxes. And if you want, we could break it down a little bit to how much that I made per month. So going to the revenue here, I'm going to move myself. Also, my RPM is $2.89. My CPM is $8.22. Again, this is not necessarily something that I'm really familiar with, besides the fact that your niche, what you talk about, matters. So for me, this is where I'm talking about how subscriber count doesn't really matter. So I have 91,000 subscribers and change, and I've only made $2,000 this year. I know YouTubers who only had 10,000 subscribers who were making $1,000 to $2,000 a month, and they were talking about planners and stuff. They were a planning channel, and you know, there's just even other people that do the same sort of content than me. They may make more. It just really depends on what you're talking about. And to be honest, on YouTube, talking about disability and accessibility, things like that, isn't really a popular topic, and advertisers don't really put their money into that. And then there's also the fact that some videos of 2020 have been demonetized and things like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you see someone with a lot of subscribers, obviously I'm not necessarily making more than somebody with 10K just because I have 91K. So let's break it down to monthly estimated revenue real quick. So in January, I only made $120.44. December is such a huge month for YouTubers, and then in January things kind of come crashing down, mostly because people are starting to go back to school. Obviously, that's changing a little bit with the pandemic and things like that, but that's what tends to happen. People are going back to school, so they don't really have the downtime to watch YouTube. Also, advertisers, everybody was putting their money more into December, but January, everybody's like, okay, well, Christmas is over, so, alright. And then things started to improve. In February, I made 135. March, I made 184. And at some point in this year, I was eligible for channel membership, which is kind of like Patreon. I have both Patreon and channel membership. And in channel membership, for $5 a month, you will get an extra video from me. So that has actually really helped my revenue in the last 6 months. So I'm very grateful for that. Once I got dropped from my MCN, I was struggling to make $100 every month. It was every other month that I was making $100. And in order to get a paycheck from Google, you have to make $100. So I was skipping every other month. So in March, it was $185. I like to round it up. April was only 102. So I barely made it. And also there's a difference here. So on this section, this says total estimated revenue, net revenue from all Google sold ads and transactions. And this is on this side, your estimated ad revenue, estimated revenue from AdSense and DoubleClick ads. So here I make even less. Yeah, I just don't understand all this stuff, to be honest. I just go, hey, that's how much money I made. Cool. Thanks, Google. Man, I really should study more about this because it can be very confusing. But I feel like some months I didn't get paid. So this is like after the fact, maybe. After all the processing. So let's put it this way. The last 6 months, right? August, 182 versus 126, 200, 143, 236. Basically, you know, I don't make bank. And then of course December is a very decent month because that's why everybody uploads or tries to upload every day in December for Vlogmas, because that is when the check is supposed to be really nice. And then I want to show you how much my videos tend to make. On average, I know that they make about, in a month, they make a couple of dollars. But let's go back here and look at my top earning videos and see how much each video has made the whole year. So right here, Deaf Person Reacts to Sign Duo. This video got almost 40K. And I gained 200 subscribers. Wow, thank you very much. And I earned almost $140. YouTuber hit her disabled boyfriend's wheelchair. That was a controversy. 12,051. So some videos will actually make a lot more money. Oh, well, this is also during December, so that explains it. But some disability videos or accessibility videos will only make not very much. Some will make a little bit more. It all depends. It's wacky, man. And yeah, so this was uploaded in about a month ago, so that's $50. That's not too bad. But I want to find a video that doesn't have a lot of views and see what happens. This only has 2,000 views. This was filmed back in July, and I have $40 from that. Okay, that's something. But now let's go to some regular videos that aren't part of the top, right? So let's take a look at my latest video, right? This latest video about the probably fake story of the hairstylist calling the cops on a deaf client. This was a Reddit reaction video. This has 2,000 views, and if you go into analytics, the last 30 days, or since publishing, because this hasn't even been up for a month, $8. So I think now I'm making more than, on average, $2 to $5. I'm probably making more like 5 to 10 on average. Of course, there are times when, you know, it goes up. Learning to accept my new disabilities is 3,000 views, $15. Okay. I'm getting pleasantly surprised. Alright, let's look at like the 1,000 views, right? Because that tends to happen. Vlogmas, it tends to happen because there's so many videos, not everybody can like watch them all at once. But this one has 1.5 thousand, $7. Alright, let's go through a video that isn't in Vlogmas, okay? Alright, why are we so mad at Charli D'Amelio? Almost 2,000 views, $9. If I uploaded that during Vlogmas, it would have been more. Deaf Person Reacts to Memes About Deaf People #2, 5K views, $16. I want a video that has only about 1,000. Because on average, I tend to get 1,000 to 2,000 views now. I say this as we look at the numbers here. I don't know, I'm pleasantly surprised. What's happening? Okay, here's another video from May last year, 2.4K. This one only has almost $5. That's since being published. Okay, so that's a video that isn't the most popular to talk about. It is a mental health video. Advertisers were kind of like, about it. What if the circle had a deaf person? 2K views. $3 since being published. So that's what I'm talking about. That was something that happened a lot. And now I'm curious to see how much coronavirus videos made. $15, that's not too bad. I mean, for me, since a lot of the time I was only getting like up to $5 on average a video, if I see something that's like double digits, I'm like, whoa, I'm rich! Real quick, I'm just curious. I want to see how much my most viewed video made. And it's not going to be in 2020, but out of curiosity. Right. Okay, so if you have a demonetized video, that doesn't necessarily mean there are no ads. Sometimes it's limited ads. So, for example, shit hearing people say, almost 550,000 views. If you go into analytics, I made 44 cents in the last 3 days. But how much would I have made in my lifetime? $6. $6 for 550,000 views. But again, it's demonetized. But if we get a video that hasn't been. Okay, so how do deaf and blind people communicate? Collaboration with Molly Burke. This was in July 2016. 420,000 views. Let's take a look real quick. In the last 28 days, $1. But for lifetime views, only 72. That's not a lot. Lots of people, other YouTubers who made the same amount of views, 400,000, which you can't see because I'm covering it. I'm sorry. But they would be making a lot more than $72. So that just goes to show that there's a lot of various factors that, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They factor in. Alright, so I think we got a good idea of how much I make. I gave you the full-blown number already, but then breaking it down, I think. Hopefully, that gives you a good idea. Again, this is just me. Everybody is different. Everybody has different AdSense revenue, CPMs, things like that. So I would take a look at other videos just like this, and just, if you want to compare for funsies, go for it. But here's to hopefully increasing that for 2021. I'm hoping to get my first office space this year, so that would definitely help a lot. Alright, moving onward. And that's it for all of my analytics. Did that surprise you? Let me know in the comments if the amount of money I made in 2020 surprised you. I'm very curious to know what you think. Consider sharing this video with your friends so they can learn a little bit more about YouTube and how people make money and what kind of money that they can make. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you would like. All engagement helps the channel and video growth. Again, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you later. Bye.